lit chandeliers glow. We'll sip our worries away, nice and slow. Your laughter ripples like sweet warm wine. In this jazzy sultry space you're mine. The saxophone croons a velvet tune, while melodies dance beneath the moon. We'll toast to moments both grand and small, in this hazy, lazy, jazz-touched hall. But let's sit together in the mellow night. We'll drink to love till the morning light. Every glass we raise a promise true. Here's to the magic in a drink with you. They sparkle with every clink. Sweet rendezvous over a simple drink. We'll share our secrets in whispers low, just you and me where the jazz flows slow. The world outside fades into the mist, but here it's our own dreamy tryst. With each sip our worries drift away. Let's stay together till the break of day. So let's sit together in the mellow night. We'll drink to love till the morning light. Every glass we raise a promise true. Here's to the magic in a drink with you.
The following live stream has been approved for appropriate audiences. It may contain occasional strong language and may not be suitable for younger or more sensitive viewers. Viewer inebriation is advised, though not mandatory.
Good evening, happy Friday, and welcome to Last Call. You know, Boomer was telling me about all the crazy stuff he's had to live with in Florida. Annual hurricanes, gators as big as cars taking up residence in your backyard, and Florida man. But the Chirac area isn't without its charms either. I said things are tough all over, and Boomer replied, I think you just titled the next Last Call. So let's get to it, my friends. Take a seat, get comfortable, top off your glasses, and we'll ditch the dirt on our own local, homegrown insanity, starting right now.
Last Call is streamed before a live audience.
Beverages.
There you go. Va salud, welcome. Take a close look. You will see the frost on that glass from sitting in the freezer, and the whiskey stones and the ice cold whiskey. However, I realized tonight as I poured this is the last that was in the bottle, and this was the last bottle that Evelyn Hampton bought for me. So, cheers to Evelyn.
Cheers, Evelyn.
Evelyn was not a drinker, by the way. She bought it specifically for me, and I think that was really, really sweet. But anyway, yes, I did not realize how when I was doing my whiskey talk today for Liquid Lunch, how low I was on whiskey. So I've had to add it to the Binnies list. And if anyone thinks that is sad that this house should be without whiskey, you can always buy me a drink. Link below, or super chat. But you guys all know what I'm sipping on. Let's get to you guys. Aged Boomer, what are you drinking tonight?
I have myself a lemonade Sprite drink. That's the thing that comes in the new can with the yellow signature.
Right. You were telling me about that. You
Yes.
like it?
It's all right. It's more lemony than limey.
There you go. And Netter, what are you sipping on tonight? I see something there besides your regular seltzer water.
Yeah, I'm drinking my black cherry Polar brand seltzer water. But those of you who were on the stream last night, you know that I hadn't been feeling well.
You can hear that.
And yeah, so I'm drinking, because it was recommended by one of my lovelies, marshmallow root tea.
There you go.
So I'm two-fisting it, so I got something hot and something cold.
Yeah, there you go. So that's where she's at. And now I want to hear about all you guys. What are you all sipping on tonight? I see the first one is JPRPH1, channel member dropping. I've only had a little sip and I'm already mumbling.
Okay, if you try to get even stupider because of his whiskey, if you want to buy him a 750 milliliter bottle of Clark & Sheffield whiskey, according to online, it's $26.99, so $27.
Oh yeah,
So
it's not expensive. I am not that classy. I don't drink expensive booze usually.
yeah, I won't let him get the Glenn Fittich, Glenn Gary,
Glenn Clary. Yeah, she doesn't let me get any Glens or any Fittiches.
No, those things are super expensive. Oh, see, I'm losing my voice.
I've come to realize it's more expensive than I actually get enjoyment out of it. So I'll stick to the local stuff.
Yeah, so if you want to band together, it's $27.
If I was to set a goal for that,
You can
pick a goal. It's a number of super chats. I don't really want to do. Oh, here's what we do. What if we do, say, 15 super chats at, I'm 15 super chats at $2 a piece by the end of the night.
Yeah, that should do it.
That's more than I need, so I'm not looking to make the whole goal, but it'll get us close.
And that'll get Troy stupid silly on a Friday night, or several Friday nights, because he's not drinking the whole bottle in one shot. But you can also tell that I'm sick because I'm starting to lose my voice, so I start sounding like this.
Oh my goodness.
I'm just glad I had a voice last night for my show.
And if you are so inclined, you can also buy me a super chat for other reasons, or you could buy Netter a super chat just to tell her feel better, Netter.
for more tea and throat lozenges.
For that more of that mellow stuff, yeah.
They call
Anyway, I
it
kinda lost
yellow.
Quite rightly. What was it Netter said just before we went live? She looked at the thumbnail and she said, what is, she said, hurricanes and alligators all playing in the band. I'm like, yep, that's what we're talking about tonight.
Well, we're talking about, I guess, some Illinois-based stuff too. So we will do that
as well.
But I kind of feel that in all the time I've been on here, I don't think y'all have a scope of what Florida is like. It's 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 rather chaotic down here.
That was Netter's doing. Oh gosh. Oh, that's funny. Welcome, Connie Cleary, the bird woman of YouTube. Thank you so much for being here. I already said hi, JPRPH1. Let's see here. Age Boomer. Like Juliet always says, keep an eye on this one. Crikey! Films with Friends raid. LOL. Have a great show, my friends. Yeah, they just watched the alligator hunting guy thing. Australian.
Croc Hunter.
Right. Him.
He was a huge deal back in the day.
Yeah, guy's kind of a legend. Daniel Barry Sports Highlights. Happy Friday to you. Would love to know what you're sipping on tonight. Actually, that question goes out to all of you. I'd love to know what all of y'all are sipping on. Yes, Films with Friends Raid. Salute to you, my friend. Good to see you. Let's see. Annie says like, share, subscribe, comment, and become a member. Yes, please do all those things if you haven't already. Saying hi to all of each other. Geek Flag with Nate Knows says like, share, subscribe, comment, and become a member. I love you guys. You guys are wonderful. I haven't seen you in a long time, Billy. It seems you must have been over there on the movie stream.
It was.
Let's see. And Logical Spark gifted a membership about a week ago. Welcome, my friend. Good to see you. Haven't seen you in a while. And the Horror Cat Dad having my cold brew at the moment. There's nothing wrong with that. Sounds like a perfect Friday drink.
And I want to know, are you the same as the Horror King and you just changed your name, or are you a completely different person?
I am pretty sure the Horror Cat Dad is a different account.
Cool.
Let us know. Let us know, my friend.
Absolutely. Because I always like to welcome new people to our little community here.
And Deleted Scenes is already starting with... Oh, I didn't even realize. See, the platform is weird about, showing gifts. Sometimes I hear a ching in my ear, and sometimes it doesn't do that.
And right now, it's off by one because you have 3 $2 super chats, and it's only showing 2, at least on my count.
Well, doesn't matter. That's fine. It still counts. Don't drink it all at once, Deleted Seeds says. And Geek Flag with Nate Knows says, Netter, I hope you feel better. Oh, that's why. Because it's over on your channel.
Well, one might be.
Yeah, that one from Nate is. And glug, glug, glug. Thank you, Boomer. That's very nice of you. Let's see. Mark Dahley says, greetings from the capital of Florida, a.k.a. The capital of Florida, a.k.a. South Georgia. Wow. You're really encroaching on your state there, my friend.
You keep trying. I'm just saying.
Let's see. Who else have we got here? Curtis Selby, the Tired Midnight Vlogger. Howdy, Troy Netter and Boomer. And then he starts jumping into saying hi to everyone else just off of work. Good. Stay safe getting home.
Honey, I don't have any super chats or anything on mine.
Was I wrong?
You have on yours, you have Deleted Scenes saying don't drink it all at once. Geek Club with Nate saying Netter, hope you feel better. And then H Boomer saying glug,
You're
glug,
right.
glug.
You're right. All 3 of them are here. But
It's
only
only
2 of them
showing 2.
showed up. So that's still $6. That's,
You know something? I'm going to refresh my screen just to see if it...
I do not trust YouTube to do maths for me.
That's why I'm keeping track.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, my smiley face is melting in the front.
Smiley face.
Well, it's warm in here. Although, I'll tell you something. So, I was doing the stream today talking about using whiskey stones rather than water and ice, because ice, dilutes your drink, and that's bad. And so I always keep my whiskey glasses like this in the freezer. And I've got a smaller one that's got a little bubble on the bottom because it's fun to, spin it, and it kind of, rocks around. It's just a fun little fidget when you're drinking. Anyway, and I keep my whiskey stones in those glasses. I go to get the glass today, and there's a friggin' snowstorm in my freezer. There was frost everywhere.
Yeah, it actually looked like it snowed.
The glass was full of snow. There was crystals all over the glasses. I literally had to take them out, rinse them off, and then get them back into the... I brought them to the freezer downstairs, so that they weren't all... I don't know. I think that frost, that condensation frost that you get in the freezer is... it tastes a little metallic. I don't like that. So I had to rinse off my glasses, and so this is perfectly good. But yeah, we're going to have to defrost the freezer upstairs because it's all snowy.
I'll take care of it tomorrow. The Horror Cat Dad says totally different account. Awesome.
I thought so. Yeah,
I just subbed to you, Horror Cat Dad. I don't normally sound like a mouse. But welcome to our little community here. And I hope you'll give us all a sub back.
Yeah, it's pretty clear to me that YouTube is not counting these for some reason. But these are why would it count 2 of them and not all 4 of them? It's goofy. But
3.
no, we're at 4 now because I just brought up deleted scenes saying "Get well soon, Netter."
Okay.
And I don't know if you guys realize this or not. This may sound a little woo-woo.
Honey,
to
that
you.
one's on mine, but we'll still count it.
Oh, okay, yeah. See, well, that one does count. There you go. But
It's still gonna count. I'm adding it to yours.
But I was in the middle of saying something. You guys don't realize when you do something like that, you drop $2 to tell Netter to feel better. That encouragement really does make her feel better. And I know that sounds a little woo-woo, but I really do believe in that whole mind over matter thing. I believe it really does work.
It makes
Mark
your
Dahley
dopamines
says-
go all weird. And you're talking about the frost in the freezer and having to put the glass down here because the frost on the side of your glass makes it taste metallic otherwise. That's where you left off.
No, that's fine. I was done with that. Hey, Netter, if you're having allergy or cold problems, get yourself some Claritin D24. You don't need a prescription, but you have to sign. Oh, that's the stuff that comes with the pseudoephedrine or something like that. Is that what's in it? That people use to make drugs or something like that? Or no, it's not pseudoephedrine. What is it?
Oh.
I don't know. There's something in it that people use to make some sort of drug, and that's why they control
There
it.
was one of the things that I had taken when I had the last round of my doctor. Okay, so I went to the doctor. I said, okay, I'm still having this issue with the crud in my throat, and she could hear the kind of hollow coughing I'm doing, and she goes, yeah, that doesn't sound good. I'm going to try giving you some medications to take care of that. She gave me, what was it, like 5 or 6 different
This was the
things.
problem. They gave her a whole cocktail of things, and I'm sitting there going, okay, she's going to take all this stuff because doctor told her to. And if any of it helps, she's not going to know which the frick one it was that actually helped her. You know? But
none of them did. It's like I still have the crud in my throat, still doing the hollow cough, and still stuffy, runny. And now I've got a bit of a cold, which is
yes,
I'm sick.
it is.
But yeah,
It is pseudoephedrine because it's used as the primary ingredient in methamphetamine. So, fun fact, before I really buckled down and lost a whole bunch of weight, I did try a mid to late 90s diet pill that was over the counter called Metabolife, which was over the counter ephedrine. And they realized that, and they realized exactly what this comment says, and they're like, oh, that needs to come off the market. And let me tell you something, it really worked. It killed your appetite. The reason it killed your appetite is pseudoephedrine is a stimulant, and it kills your appetite and gives you energy. So it was working, just saying. I'm like, that's
so
fine.
If I take some more of that stuff, it'll kill my appetite and give me more energy.
Yeah, but then again, so will booger sugar. So just saying.
What?
Sugar? Oh, cocaine.
Yep.
I thought it was called.
Honey, I have a little bit of a fever. You
I
have to
know,
speak
I know,
plainly
sweetie.
sometimes for me.
I know.
I thought it was called white liquor.
I didn't know that one. I did not know that one.
Oh,
But so anyway,
I also want to thank Horcat Dad. Thanks for checking out my channel. I appreciate it. We might even get together and collaborate on one of my Thursday things. It's basically a kind of like a talk show where I interview people about their channels and themselves. If you're interested, drop me a DM on Twitter. It's Netters Network without the apostrophe and no space between Netters and Network. Okay, go ahead. It's your
Okay.
show, honey.
there you go. Yeah, fair enough. No, that's fine. That's fine. Because I'll tell you what, while you talk, I drink. That's the way it works.
Yes, but I don't have a voice, and I'm losing it more and more by the second.
So Troy was Breaking Bad. Exactly right. And the other thing, Horror King, I had subscribed to you a while back, so I knew that you were not the Horror King. You don't come and drop bad dad jokes. They're not bad dad jokes. They're okay bad jokes. Bad. They're okay jokes. I don't mind them, is what I'm saying. So at this point, yeah, let's go ahead and get to the presentation. Oh, wait a minute. They can't hear you until I bring you into the chat. So give me a second. There you go. We did not take care of this before the stream, so we're taking care of it now. Aged Boomer. So yeah, Aged Boomer, I think you guys all know this by now. Aged Boomer is formerly from the Jersey area, but
Yes.
he is now a Floridian.
I've been exiled for a number of years to Florida. Yes.
Which means you live in the territory where you hobnob with the likes of WDW Pro and Pops on Pop Culture and a lot of other great YouTubers.
Yes.
And guys, if you are not subscribed to Aged Boomer, why the hell not? He has been my partner in crime for years now. Years plural. And you guys really should subscribe to him because we need to get him monetized as well. We need to encourage the hell out of this guy because he is a big part of what makes this channel successful. So make sure you the link, of course. All of you members and everybody here on the panel is linked in the description below. So make sure you take care of that.
And just because it's easier to say it than keep typing, Horror Cat Dad, are you on the Twitter X? Drop me your name on Twitter because I'm trying to find you. And if you're not on there, then of course I'm not going to find you.
And Mark Dahley says, I escaped from Michigan to Florida in 06. So good on you, mate.
Very
good
popular with snowbirds from Michigan. They tend to come down here a lot.
We have been doing our research where we want to move to, and
Michigan's
It's not
at the top.
Florida
No.
was an option, but I could not take the heat. Netter couldn't take the
horror stories.
the
that Boomer
vacation
told us.
industry, and honestly, Tennessee's kind of winning out. I'm gonna find out.
What happened with Texas?
Texas has its pros and cons.
Yeah, Brendan Herrera's a pro.
Well, yeah.
You know what Tennessee has? Grand Old Opry.
Well, Tennessee whiskey, and you know what else it's going to have very shortly? Culture Casino. So
Tennessee whiskey, which is not bourbon, as you brought up in the stream.
You did listen to my stream today. There you go.
Now, you do realize, honey, that I pick up accents really easy. So we moved to Tennessee. I'm going to start having a southern accent.
I'm good with that. I'm fine with that.
Seriously, it's like when I was still with my ex, we moved to Kentucky for...
She's an accent sponge.
Yeah, he had to do his, like an officer's basic course at Fort Knox. And we were only there like 3 weeks, and I suddenly had a southern accent.
Wait, Lorena Creole is living in Florida? I thought she was in Louisiana. That's cool. No, that makes sense. No, you know what? That makes sense because she does all those Disney streams. That makes sense. Well, damn. Why didn't she come to MegaCon in March? Oh darn. Darn.
Maybe she didn't know about it or couldn't afford it.
Or she had something else going on. It's entirely possible.
Or couldn't take the time off.
There you go. Absolutely. Anyway, I'm sorry. Screw it. Let's get into this. You called it Florida Man and Friends. So I called the stream thing. Thinks are tough all over.
They're tough all over.
I misspelled the title, but I meant things are tough all over, and it's not just Florida. Man.
So we wanted to find stories, hopefully probably from around the last 10 years or so, of maybe events and happenings that, I'll say they come from the natural world, not the paranormal world, but they're still pretty freaky, right? So
Fair
I
enough,
figured we
yeah.
would talk a bit about this. So of course, you like that alligator? That's Gary the
That
alligator. I don't know. No, I
that is
just
an alligator, and I happen to be one of those zoology nerds that actually knows the difference between an alligator and a crocodile.
what's the difference? I know wasn't one freshwater and one saltwater, or am I mistaken there?
It doesn't really have anything to do with that because there's many breeds of both.
Okay.
What it really is the alligator is a shorter, stubbier nose, kind of more rounded, and you don't see its teeth when its mouth is
They're
closed.
both terrifying. Anyway,
The alligator has a longer mouth, and its teeth are, they stick out when their mouth is closed.
Yeah, I don't know if I was at Silver Springs, what I was looking at. I don't know if it was a gator or a crocodile. It might have been a crocodile, but Silver Springs, it's like a park you can go to. It's like a natural park, and you can go do like a river, like a little river boat tour. Look at the glass bottom boats, look underneath, that sort of thing. And
Right.
but then they also had these little zoo type displays, and they had the what I called the gator pit, which were like these long plastic chutes that went down, and there'd be like a crocodile or a gator, something was under there, and it was kind of drizzling out, and I had my umbrella up. I looked down to this pit, and this creature starts kind of trying to crawl up as much as it can up the plastic tube, and then I heard this.
And it was an alligator?
I maybe it was an alligator or a crocodile. I can't remember what it was, but whatever it was, I assumed that hiss meant I want to kill you if only I could. Right? That's what that sounded like. These are monsters. These, in my opinion, these are leftover dinosaurs. I mean, these did not go extinct probably when they should have, and we are stuck with them, and they are not nice. I have seen them in my backyard canal.
See, this is exactly what I said in the description.
They start out nice and cute and small, and then they get up to be, I don't want to tell you how many feet. They get.
I've got an alligator story I'll tell you in just a minute, but
Sure.
first, Curtis is dropping the song lyrics. And the last time I walked in the swamp, I sat upon a cypress stump. I swear I could hear the voice of Osceola cry. And darn me, I know that lyric, and I can't figure out what song it is. The melody's not coming to me. And crocs are much bigger than gators. Okay, fair enough. Silver Springs is all gators. Crocs in Florida are mostly confined to the Keys and Everglades. Thank God.
It was probably a gator. Yeah,
They are very much getting into. There's a lot of sightings of them recently in on golf courses, in backyards. They get into people's they get into people's pools, and this is actually really, really bad. Not just for the pool owner, but for the crocs themselves, because you got all that, all those chemicals,
the
chlorine and stuff. That is not good for the alligator.
Listen, I'm gonna cry a river over what's bad for the alligator. I do not like.
Okay, wait a minute. I know this. Blow, blow, Seminole wind, blow like you're never gonna blow again. But that's all I know. It's been so long since I've heard that song. I can't.
Look.
I can't get it.
Look, listen to me. These things are monsters. I've seen them. When we first moved here, my dad was he was trimming the tree out back by the canal, and he was using I guess a chain, like a buzzsaw or chainsaw or something, something to get the tree limbs off. And my uncle sees him doing this, and he's like, he's like, look out, because there was a gator crawling up toward him, and he just started waving at my uncle, not seeing because he had the thing going. Luckily, he noticed in time and booked it for the house. And there's always a horror story every year about some kid playing near the canal, getting near the water, and snatch, he's gone. Okay? Every single year. It never fails.
Let me help you out, Mark Dahley. Just type in music into the emojis, and you will get the treble clef, you'll get the notes, and all that. I do it all the time. That's how you do that. Anyway, alligators. So the first thing I think of, and I don't know where the film was supposed to be taking place, but it was Blind Fury. Rutger Hauer plays a blind man, and he's got a cane, and he's walking on the side of the road, and he comes to an alligator, and he taps the alligator a couple places, and he goes, and the alligator goes, and he goes, "Aw, nice doggy," and he steps over it, and he keeps walking. It's true. Alligators can be absolutely very dangerous, but by and large, if you encounter them and they're not like hunting, they're usually not dangerous.
If you see it, yeah, just walk away from it. But yeah, I don't get near it. I don't play around. I've heard that you can run in zigzags as one is chasing you. I think that's an urban legend, though. I don't know if that actually works. But
it is because they're actually more dexterous than you are. Look, they're the way their legs and their body is proportioned. They can change direction faster than you can.
Look, these things are terrifying. This would be one of the worst ways to go for me, a gator taking me out. Supposedly, though, I think I heard this somewhere, I don't know if this is true, that they will not eat you right away, though. They'll kill you, and then they'll stuff you under a log and wait for your flesh to start rotting a bit so they can start pulling at it easier. Is that right?
They are what's considered opportunistic carnivores. So they are more than happy to eat carcasses they find. They do scavenge a lot, and it does seem that they prefer, let's say, aged meats.
So they're yes. Water raccoons.
Kind of, yes.
I'm not real big on raccoons either, but anyway, am I big on wildlife at all? I don't like raccoons, I can tell you that. Some of the cranes we have, the birds are okay. Like the birds that walk around in groups like a little family, they're kind of funny. You'll actually see mom, dad, and a kid with them. Like it's weird. Some of the birds we have are actually operate. Like
so I didn't think about this in advance of this stream. I probably should have, but I have a picture. I actually have a bunch of my grandmother as a gift sent me a photo album she had put together. Over the years, baby pictures and, holiday pictures and stuff like that. She has a lot of pictures of me as a child. I mean, I must have been, I want to say I must have been about 10 years old or something like that. She took us to she and my grandmother took my mom, my dad, and myself to Florida. We went to the Magic Kingdom, Busch Gardens. Yeah, I think that was it at the time. SeaWorld. Remember, I'm still. Oh, yes, we did go to SeaWorld. You're right. So SeaWorld, Magic Kingdom, and Busch Gardens, and they got this picture of me at Busch Gardens. I don't know Busch Gardens because I haven't been there since I was 10 years old, but there's a picture of me sitting on a railing on a bridge, I guess, and there's a bunch of alligators underneath me, and I had this look on my face like scared shitless, looking down at the alligators, and my dad's holding me, and my mom wasn't too keen on that picture, to be honest.
Wait, you were 10 years old?
Yeah. Yeah, why?
I'm just picturing your dad holding you like a toddler.
So that I didn't fall, because I was on the railing on a bridge over a bunch of friggin' alligators. Well, not smart. Don't do that with your kids. Just saying.
Well, you did mention that your dad wasn't too smart.
No, he was a dumbass. Oh. I'm sorry. No, look, when my dad died, I was like, oh, that's interesting. My mom was the one who told me, and my mom only knew because Social Security contacted her and said, well, your ex-husband died, so, we're changing your... And she's like, she calls me, she's like, did you know your dad died? I'm like, nope, had no idea.
What's funny, though, is that he had called, I guess, just a few months before he passed to say, and for some reason he called my cell phone, and he's like, yeah, I haven't been doing too well lately. I just want to let Troy know. I said, okay, I'll pass on the message. I did that.
Yeah, and I called him back, and I'm like, hey, how you doing? He's like, yeah, I'm dying. I'm like, oh, that's a shame. I did not have a relationship with this guy. He left us, and I'm getting way too into my personal crap. You guys don't want to hear this.
I wanted you to read the Mark Dahley comment.
I did. I should have brought it. I should. No, I did, but I didn't read it out loud.
Well, you don't have
Florida's
to.
notorious for its
Okay, I thought it was funny.
No, you are the designated driver.
All right.
You're doing your job, my friend. Florida is notorious for its reptilian predators: alligators, crocodiles, venomous snakes. Oh, you didn't mention venomous snakes. And worst of all, the Miami lawyers. Nice.
Oh, I should have brought up snakes. Oh, I didn't think of that for tonight. Oh,
what kind
how
of
do you forget
snakes
about
you
the
got?
snakes?
I'm assuming you have cottonmouths, right?
Yeah, we have poison. We have all kinds of snakes, so they're not all poisonous. I guess I don't think of snakes automatically because I know that there are a number that aren't poisonous, but there are some that are out there that are poisonous.
I was I got a merit badge in Boy Scouts on recognizing snakes and dealing with snake bite and all that kind of stuff. The problem is I only remember and pay attention to the ones like in the Illinois area, Wisconsin, all the places where we were camping. Mm-hmm. And we never came down to Florida, so I never bothered learning the.
So,
Netter,
what?
I'm broken. Can you help me? The freeze.
Jesse Gardo says Texas also has gators. That's true, they do. A few states have them. I think Louisiana also. Trying to think.
I'm sure Louisiana has them. Yeah. I would imagine everything along the Gulf probably has some gators. Yeah.
All right, so we get to our first story of the night.
Bigfoot.
So look, the AI was not cooperating with me. Okay, Florida burglary suspect eaten by gay alligator after fleeing police. All right, it's supposed to be a burglar. He's got the hood and everything. Maybe a.
This is why we put a prison in the middle of the Everglades.
That's right, the alligator Alcatraz, as they're calling it.
Yes.
Right? Oh my goodness.
The snowflakes want to shut down because it's too cruel to the prisoners.
No, it's not. Just don't try to escape.
Okay, I know I'm a lady and I don't generally use language like this, but frack those guys.
The language on that one, frack. Oh my goodness, we're gonna be shut down by the FCC.
Yeah, it's that'll be interesting when that.
My hand. I can hurt you.
I'm too drunk to feel it though.
Anyway, Florida burglary suspect eaten by alligator after fleeing police from December 8th, 2015. This is a little ways back. A 22-year-old man suspected of burglarizing homes in Florida was killed and partially eaten by an 11-foot alligator after he waded into a lake, apparently to avoid detection by law enforcement officers pursuing him. Police said on Tuesday an autopsy on the man, Matthew Riggins of Palm Bay, determined that he drowned in November after an apparent alligator attack. A necropsy on the alligator revealed parts of the man's body inside the reptile's stomach, according to a report released this week by the Brevard County Sheriff's Office.
So I can speak to exactly why it was listed the way it was in the coroner's report. When an alligator kills its prey, it tries to do two things. It tries to break your spine to paralyze you, and it tries to drown you. And then, as you were saying earlier, Boomer, it eats you at its leisure. So what it does is grabs a hold of you, and it's got this reflex where once it's got you in its jaws, those jaws lock. And then what it does is it starts to spin, and it pulls you into the water. That does two things. By spinning, it's trying to break your back, and it's trying to pull you into the water to drown you. So what is the cause of death? It's not the bite. Generally, it is drowning.
Well, that doesn't make me feel better.
Drowning is not a fun way to go. I'd rather it, rip out your throat or something and be dead quick,
I don't like any of this. Okay, sheriff's deputies chased Riggins and another suspect with dogs and a helicopter on the 13th of November after residents in the Barefoot Bay community reported 2 men walking behind houses. Authorities said no suspects were caught that night. Riggins was reported missing by his family when he did not return home, according to the sheriff's report. His body was found 10 days later floating in a lake with an aggressive gator standing guard. Sheriff's Major Todd Goodyear said, I believe he was hiding. Goodyear said of how Riggins ended up in the lake with the dogs out there. It's not a bad idea to go into the water. Goodyear said Riggins had told his girlfriend over telephone that he would be burglarizing homes the evening of the 13th of November, and later told her he was being chased by deputies. So I guess he was calling her on his cell phone. So that's a no. That's a no.
Did you say what this Riggins was being charged with?
Burglary. He was burglarizing homes.
Okay, guys, just saying, burglary should not carry the death penalty. It's probably better to submit to the police and fight it out in court than run into the damn Everglades and fucking die. Just saying.
No one said this guy was smart.
Yeah. What? To paraphrase Batman,
you're not going to get a life sentence. You'll get a few years.
Stupid fucking lot.
They're a suspicious and cowardly lot, superstitious and cowardly lot, right? As Batman would say.
Dude. Okay. I'm kind of going out of order, but
fine. I don't have snakes. So
when I used to spend my summers in Ohio, my uncle owned a marina in Ohio, man-made lake, pontoon boats, but wonderful ecosystem they stocked it with a lot of freshwater fish for fishing and whatnot. But they also had a lot of water moccasins and cottonmouths, and we had a problem with the cottonmouth. We got a report of a cottonmouth from one of the people that owned a boat that was berthed near the marina, and so this guy Tim, who worked for my uncle, went out and he was a dumbass, but he was a good friend. He went out there with a weed whacker, and by weed whacker I don't mean those bzzz things. I mean the old-fashioned shook type weed whackers
with the metal things.
Yes, exactly.
We got one of those in our.
And he went and he killed the cottonmouth. He got the cottonmouth with the weed whacker right behind the head, sawed off his fucking head, and brought it back to the marina. And he's like, for most of the day, he had nothing to do unless he was, pumping gas for the boats. So he's like, you know what I want to do? He says, I want to skin this snake, and oil this and skin it, and mount it on a board. I'm like, yeah, go ahead and do it. So he cut off the head. We got the head, and he slices it open and he mounts the skin, and I don't know. I feel this is a little sad. Turns out that the water moccasin was a female, and it was full of eggs that it was getting ready. And he's like, "Oh, good thing we caught it." And I'm like, "Oh, it's kind of sad." And he's like, "Yeah, but it's a problem we would have had, just saying."
No,
so
it's fine.
No. Yeah, exactly.
Listen to me. I'm not. There are animals I like and animals I don't like, or creatures. And I'm sorry, these predatory animals I'm not big fans of, especially these reptilian ones. I don't like them. What was that? 3 of.
I probably missed earlier comments.
It's
I don't know
right.
where about in the country you're at, Horror King. I'm assuming you're somewhere in the South.
Yeah. Anyway, what I want to mention though, I have eaten gator before. It's not bad.
I'll rock. That's funny.
It's not bad. I do like gator. I've had it on occasion. They have to prepare it properly though. I had a fried gator tail one time in Nolans. It was very tasty.
Netter and I had alligator meat at a restaurant called Papados. That's a chain, so a lot of you probably know about it.
Any good?
Yeah. It's actually really
now,
good.
Here's the interesting thing. The first time we had it was at a friend's wedding reception.
Mm-hmm.
I loved it. It was great. Then Troy and I went back like 2 or 3 months later, and I was like, okay, I really like this. Let me get it again. But this time it was like all fat.
Yeah,
It was disgusting.
I'm getting the feeling that it depends on who makes it and how
It's
they
hit or
prepare
miss.
It really is.
It's hit
But
or miss.
so people say it tastes like chicken. Yes, it's similar.
It's like a fishy chicken. It's like it has like the texture of chicken, but more like the taste of fish. If I were to compare it to
And I don't know
something.
if it's how they prepared it or if it's the way the meat actually tastes, but it had a little bit of a little. I don't want to call it spicy.
Zing.
That might a little bit of a zing. Yeah, a
Yeah,
little bit.
yeah, I think that's what it is.
I could tell.
Yeah.
If you gave that to me and a little bit of chicken and I tasted them
Oh,
both,
I could tell the difference, yeah.
I could definitely tell the difference, but they are similar. They are more similar than like chicken and, I don't know,
Well, let's
steak.
put it this way. When we went to the friend's reception, my son, who was the pickiest eater alive, had gotten the chicken, which happened to be battered the same as the alligator. In fact, the bins were right next to each other in the line when we were getting our stuff. So I got the alligator, my son got chicken. At some point, as kids do, he's looking around the venue. I slipped some of the alligator onto his plate. After he finished eating, I said, so how'd you like the alligator? He goes, no, I had the chicken, you had the alligator. I'm like, no, you had some alligator on your plate. And all of a sudden he starts going, oh no, It's like, you did not know that you had it. You thought it was chicken, so don't be giving me that.
Boomer, remind me to tell you the snails story again.
No, you told me the one
come
about
around
the
No, but remind me
or
to
on the
bring it up
holidays,
again around
yes.
the holidays. Yeah,
That's a good story. I like it.
Jesse Guajardo says, Troy, I only had alligator beef jerky. Look, I love beef jerky as much as anyone,
I
but
like it.
you lose a lot of the pure flavor of it when you dry it out that way. There's nothing wrong with it. I love beef jerky as a snack. It keeps almost indefinitely. But if you haven't had gator as, just, roasted meat, it's actually really good. It really is. Real quick, I want to say hi to Sashi. Sashi, who's probably in daylight right now on the other side of the world. Agent Boomer, don't limit your fear to predators. The herbivores can mess you up. We have both of them here. Oh, let me tell you something. I come from the Midwest, and I've learned to respect horses, cows, bulls.
Cows.
Cows and bulls, male and female of the same species. They can be... those are animals that are big enough to
damage.
Step the shit out of you.
Is this that scene in Tommy Boy when he tries to do the cow tipping and he fails and then suddenly there's a stampede on him? Did you ever see that?
I had never seen that, but I could totally believe that. It's like, why would you attack an animal bigger
Well, he was
than
trying to and he was being unsuccessful. Then they get spooked and he gets trampled in the mud. It's like...
if you die cow tipping, that's just Darwin doing his work. I'm going to see Jaws on Sunday. Yeah, that's another question, Boomer. You live near the ocean. You ever hear about
ocean stuff? Maybe ocean will be ocean will be another thing. And if I do ocean, jellyfish is going to come up. But we'll save the sea for another time.
Damn. Okay. That's fair. Go ahead. Yeah.
There you go. You like that picture?
Is that AI generated?
That was AI generated. I was
okay.
impressed because I couldn't get a good one of this. Hand and mouth. No. I was like, you know what? That one's kind of funny. Okay, I'll keep that. Yeah, this is kind of a Florida man who lost his arm in gator attack says it's not the end of the world. A Florida man had his arm severed in an attack by a massive 10-foot alligator during the early hours on Sunday morning. This was back on May 24th, 2023. The gator attack took place at a pond located behind the well-known Bandidos bar in Port Charlotte. The victim sustained severe injuries and was immediately airlifted to the Gulf Coast Medical Center for urgent medical attention, according to a report from WBBH. The 23-year-old victim, Jordan Rivera, told WBBH he fell into the pond near closing time. He said he went out back because the bathroom lines were long. I guess when you're drinking all that beer, it goes right through you, right? You gotta.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, you're just renting it.
People
Okay.
don't realize that alcohol is a diuretic. It does make you pee. That's true.
So I ended up walking over to the water hole. I didn't realize how big it was at the time, so I was going over there. Something happened that I either tripped or the ground below me just went down reverse. And I ended up in the water, and that's literally the last thing I remember. Those gators, I didn't truly understand them until I woke up in the hospital, and oh, gator got your arm, he said. Only hours after losing the limb, Rivera remains shockingly optimistic. I didn't lose my life. I lost an arm. It's not the end of the world, said Rivera. They got my elbow, so I don't have an elbow. I can still move my arm around and whatnot. His mother
That's
agreed.
how Captain James Hook lost his hand. Just saying.
Yes. That's the best thing is that I have him. Yes, arm gone, very dramatic, but he's here, Teresa Lessa said. She is grateful for the people at the bar who helped her son immediately after the accident. I call them angels that they were there, that saved his life, Lessa said. The chance of someone being there with a tourniquet, to me, it's a miracle that he's here. Rivera rejects rumors that he was feeding the gamer. That is completely not true, he said. They don't even serve food at the bar, so I couldn't have even served the gator food. Doctors are focused on keeping the infection from spreading. The 10-foot gator responsible for taking Rivera's arm was euthanized. Rivera's family has established a GoFundMe account. Mating season typically begins at the end of March or the beginning of April, and during this time, alligators are known to get territorial and defensive.
I would imagine so.
Yeah, they do come out. They come out and about during mating season. You'll see them in parking lots sometimes.
I love what Jesse is saying here. Troy, the gator needs a hat and a tie to be a Wally Gator. Hello, my baby. Hello, my honey. Hello, my ragtime gal.
Yes.
No worries, Horror King. Thanks for stopping in. But yeah, that's kind of funny. That's the kind of thing I would love to see turned into a 3D print and put on somebody's desk.
I do like that picture. That one turned
out right.
If you're around water, Fisher says you should stay at least 25 feet away from the water's edge. If you see alligators, he says it's illegal to feed or harass them. He also recommends being extra cautious if you're walking a pet. Alligators, especially adult alligators, see pets as easy meals, especially small pets, small dogs, cats. They don't see people as food. We're way too big for them. They eat small things, turtles, fish, and birds, but a pet is an easy meal. They're opportunistic feeders. Yeah, they tend not to really go after people, but if anything splashes in the water, they're going to snatch.
It's funny because they are, they're very simple animals. This is why people that do alligator wrestling, they understand how alligators respond to different stimuli. So you can get away with doing certain things to alligators and, kind of have fun with them. And that's why some of these alligator wranglers, that feed them and, wrestle with them and whatnot, they know what they can do and not get their fucking heads bitten off, Oh. Darth Plato, good to see you, my friend. Is that the University of Florida mascot? I don't know what the University of Florida mascot is. Do you, Boomer?
I don't know. Well, they do have. I know one of. I think are they the school that has the team, the Gators? Perhaps, yeah.
Probably. That makes a lot of sense. I
thought Texas was the Gators.
No.
Florida. And there's a captive gator. There you go.
Yeah, this is the final gator story of the night. 2 Florida men arrested for catching baby alligator, keeping in cooler to eat. Report. Okay, so this was from September 18th, 2024. That's recently. 2 Tallahassee residents have been accused of catching a baby alligator in Lake Talquin and keeping it alive in a cooler to eat later at home. According to an investigative report released last week, the 2 men were charged with a second-degree misdemeanor for taking or possessing any alligator eggs without a license.
Yeah.
USA Today Network Florida does not name defendants in misdemeanor cases. This is a misdemeanor.
So I don't know if people realize this, but it used to be possible to buy baby alligators as pets.
Yes. You go to Florida, you bring it home with you.
So my great uncle Ralph, who I know I've talked about on this channel before, he was a prisoner of war in the Pacific during World War II. He had a pet alligator named Well, he named her Alice. It was a female. And people may not realize this, but alligators grow to the size that is appropriate to their environment. So if you keep, for example, a baby alligator in a terrarium or aquarium or whatever setup you give them, they will grow to an appropriate size for that and stop growing. And then if you let them out into the wild, they'll grow larger, right? Mm-hmm. Well, he kept this particular alligator in his basement in a bathtub. So think about a bathtub. Bathtubs, they get pretty big. But it was very... To say an alligator is domesticated, I'm not sure I'm being very accurate in saying that, but, and his common-law wife, my Aunt Ramona, did not ever go into the basement. She was scared to death of this thing. And he would play with it and wrestle with it. It was weird. It was really weird because this alligator really had a dog-like personality. It recognized my uncle as the one that feeds it, so would never get too, aggressive with him, but would play with him. It was just a weird dynamic. But I had no direct interaction with Alice, and after Alice died, he buried her out at the back of his property and told me all the stories and whatnot. So, and again, keep in mind, this is here in the Chicagoland area, in the Midwest. But it was an alligator that lived indoors in a, climate-controlled environment, so, it didn't matter too much, just...
You would have ice cream sundaes and watch The Tonight Show.
Well,
I'm just trying to think. I'm thinking of like Snoopy.
What it used? No. What my uncle used to do is he would buy. Yeah, he'd feed it ground beef and stuff like that. But if he caught a possum or something on his property, he'd throw it to the gator.
Live?
Yeah, if it was alive, he'd. But
my
whatever.
Goodness.
Yeah.
All right, so that was. But anyway, you're not supposed to catch alligators to keep them at your residence. All right, at least not in Florida. It's a.
Oh, my family is repute for doing things you're not supposed to do.
Yeah.
I think I told a story this afternoon about my great grandfather who ran a speakeasy.
Anyway, don't feed them.
I thought you were going to talk about your mother going, "Hey, I like those chairs sitting in that hotel lobby. I think I'll take them and pick them up, put them in her car."
It's true.
Anyway,
there is a statute of limitation on that, so I don't feel bad talking about it.
Anyway, but yeah, that's it for Gators. I didn't know if you wanted to do your commercial break at this point before we start heading into other things.
We've only done one of our topics. But
well, I know this is the one that with the most stuff in it. The rest are all singles. I figure Gators.
That's fair. That's fair.
Stories, yes.
Let me let you know what's going on throughout the rest of the week. This is not a paid sponsorship. These are just the channels that we are affiliated with. This is what's coming up throughout the week. See you
I also want to remind everyone that we only have 4 super chats to get Troy his new bottle of
Clark if you want to buy me a bottle of whiskey.
So that's $8. We're still looking for like another 20 more. $2 super chat is what he's looking for. I forget how many of them. Well, enough to make $30.
15.
If I can't drunk on a Friday night stream, I get sad. Netter gets sad because I get sad, and I'm not nearly as entertaining. Just saying. But yeah, less than 3 minutes. We'll be right back.
You are watching Last Call, streaming every Friday night at 9 Central, 10 Eastern. Come on in, pull up a chair, and have a drink with us.
This week on Saturday Night at the Movies, 3 female African-American mathematicians play a pivotal role in astronaut John Glenn's launch into orbit while dealing with racial and gender discrimination. Genius has no race, strength has no gender, courage has no limit in Hidden Figures. On Netter's network, Retro Cinema, Saturday at 9 Central, 10 Eastern.
Every Sunday evening, Aged Boomer and Papa Pacelli bring you the rundown of the week's geek news, or at least what they think is interesting. You may have heard about it somewhere else, but Boomer and Pacelli put a spin on it you likely won't hear anywhere else. It's Geeky Geezers, every Sunday evening at 8 Central, 9 Eastern.
Dive into the eerie, surreal world of Twin Peaks with us every Tuesday. Join passionate superfans as we unravel mysteries, decode Lynchian symbolism, and sip some damn fine coffee together. Whether you're a Black Lodge veteran or a curious newcomer, our live discussions on YouTube and X will keep you hooked. Come join the conversation. Who killed Laura Palmer? Let's find out together on Deleted Scenes and Affiliates every Tuesday evening at 7:30 Central, 8:30 Eastern.
Intent on recruiting experts in the fight against the Federation's pacification program, Tarrant and Dana set a course for Bukol 2, and Dana's old lover and mentor, Justin, renowned genetic engineer. Then the Scorpio comes under attack and Tarrant has to pull out, leaving Dana down on the planet with Servalan on her way and surrounded by monstrous humanoid animals. Tuesday on Last Call presents Blake's 7, 10 p.m. Central, 11 Eastern.
It's Thursday night, and Netter's Network talks to the streamers who have everybody talking. It's Thursday Things, Thursdays at 9 Central, 10 Eastern on Netter's Network.
Did you top off your glasses? We now return to Last Call.
Yeah, no, I haven't topped off my glass just yet. Robert's Infinite Realms, please make sure you're subscribed to his channel. He is good people, a great support of the channel. He says, hey everyone, I'm here just watching while I sort boxes before bed. Sorting boxes? Yeah, I dig it. I really need to get my... So you guys can't see it, but I film... My studio here is in the basement. And my basement area is a fucking mess. But I really need to get it cleared up because I just got notification that Hasbro is about to send me my my Cantina. So I'm...
What? You gotta do an unboxing, man.
Damn, I hadn't thought about that. Yeah, good point. Good idea. Hey guys, I hurt my foot today. Dude, I've been there, my friend.
Still in it.
Yeah. And medicine my doctor gave me is making me sleepy, so I'm going to have to catch on the rewatch. No problem, my friend. I totally understand.
Feel better, sweetie.
I've been dealing with the pain and the swelling and stuff, so I totally get it. And Darth Plato says, a friend of mine served in the Rangers, 75. Steve Irwin Crockhunter was a wilderness survival expert, and he trained with the 75. He did not act goofy. He was as serious as a heart attack. Yeah, I've heard that about him. He was a sharp cookie. It was just an accident that led to his death. That's a huge tragedy. But anyway. Holy crap. What are we talking about now? We're talking about dog attacks?
Don't you like that? Don't you like that picture?
He's a puppy.
Is that a Rottweiler or a pit bull?
So this is from November 29th, 2023. Woman injured in Chicago, dog attack. This is one of yours. At apartment on Ohio Street. Do you know where Ohio Street is?
I know exactly where the frick Ohio Street is. In fact, it's not too far from where Netter lived when Netter and I were dating.
Chicago police shot and killed dog that attacked woman in her Chicago Greater Grand Crossing apartment. This is from November 29th, 2023. A woman was injured in a Chicago dog attack at the Greater Grand Crossing apartment by South King Street and Ohio Street. Cook County officials are saying that the incident took place around 3:20 p.m. on Tuesday. The dog had apparently been shot by an unknown individual. Police were called to the scene in order to help with the situation. The dog entered a residence and attacked a woman before police shot the dog. Paramedics were called to the scene in order to help the 30-year-old woman. She was taken to the hospital in order to receive treatment. The full investigation remains ongoing at this time. Yeah, okay, so yeah.
So when I was, when you suggested, what we're talking about tonight, I started looking at different articles for, this kind of stuff here in the Chicagoland area, and I was surprised how many articles I was running into that were about friggin' dog attacks. And these are dog attacks like domestic dogs. It literally comes down to dog owners being liable for some pretty heinous shit, to be honest with you. It's incredible.
Why?
Because people are assholes, and they should not own pets, and they should not have children. They really shouldn't. We don't have any. We have regulations on people regarding animals. We don't have regulation on people procreating. And look, from a libertarian standpoint, I understand that, but there are some dumbasses out there who should not procreate. Just saying.
But yeah, dogs attacks. Yeah, apparently they do happen a lot in this country. So keep your dog on a leash. And
so it's funny because we're getting a bunch of comments. Darth Plato's talking about one in San Fran, and we got Jesse talking about one in Texas. Look, there is something to be said for if you are going to own a pet, you need to take fucking responsibility for it. We got another case. I don't know if it's one of mine or not, but a woman whose dogs were mauled by a neighbor's dogs. And it's like, and he got bit too. And it's like, for crying out loud, if you own, and I don't care what breed it is, I don't care if it's a Chihuahua or a Pit Bull, take fucking responsibility for it. Dogs are pack animals, and they look to you as the alpha. Take responsibility and control. And what you say is law. And
you're the master.
Right. When I say stop it, you stop. Right? I say this because my the same uncle that had the marina, he had gotten a German Shepherd. So my family had 2 German Shepherds from a litter. One was named Duke and one was named Lady. He gave Lady to my mother as a gift, and Duke went to a cousin. Duke was a sad story because they kept him in the yard in, not a bad way. That was his stomping grounds. But there were kids that came around and kind of tortured him. And he got mean because of the torture, and it was sad. But Lady grew up, in my grandparents' home. Was considered to be my mother's dog, but when she got married and moved out, I was the result, by the way, guys. Stayed with my grandmother and died eventually of old age. We were all incredibly sad. Lady, great little story. I've got video, it's now video, but originally it was home movies that we translated to video. I was in one of those little swings that they put babies in. And my dad was playing around with me like he was slapping my face. And the dog was fucking freaking out. Lady was grabbing his hand, not biting him, but you know how dogs do. They grab your hand,
yes.
And try to pull him away from the baby, and he would push the dog away and kept playing with me. And she went and got my uncle. Come help. hurting the baby. Come help. I can't do anything.
Good dog.
The dog would not attack my father, but was going to who she perceived to be the alpha come help. And my grandfather, or excuse me, my uncle comes down and he's like, okay, stop. The dog's going to freak out. You know, and there's no sound. This was how home movies were done back in the 70s. There was no sound, so I had to fill in the story. And I just thought this was so adorable and so incredibly sad when Lady had to be put down. She was terribly arthritic and had to be put down. My uncle was there when it happened, and he literally held her in her arms, and he cried. My uncle was a big guy. My uncle, well, he still is, but he's still alive. But when I was a kid, he was a big guy. He used to carry telephone poles and put them into the ground himself to erect these telephone poles. Anyway, he used to carry 2 outboard motors up and down this hill at the marina. He was the one that owned the marina, by the way. And he held Lady, and as she died, and he cried like a damn baby.
Oh.
It was tough. It was tough. Just saying. Real quick. I'm sorry, I didn't realize, Boomer, you had dropped a $2 super chat. You said, "Sit, Ubu, sit. Good dog." Yeah, this is why all of y'all that are getting bent out of shape about crypto in Superman, screw y'all. I am such a dog guy.
See, Troy likes the scene where Superman's like injured and all that. He wakes up and Crypto's sitting on his chest like, "You okay now?"
Yeah. He starts to play with him. He's like, "No, I'm hurt." And he's like, "Oh." And he turns his head and he's like, "Crypto, take me home."
Oh,
And
no,
Crypto
not then. When he was actually laying in the bed and then the dog was on his chest.
Oh, when he's in Smallville and the dog is just sitting on his chest like, "You okay? You okay?" And you don't realize until the end of the movie that Crypto is actually Kara's dog in this story.
Yeah.
And he even said earlier on, he's like, no, this is he's not my dog. This is a adoption thing. I don't remember what his exact words were, but you don't realize the payoff is in the pre-credit scene when you find out that Crypto is Kara's dog.
Yeah, Supergirl.
That Cal is taken care of. And it's like, it really tells, because Crypto is it takes a while before Crypto becomes a good dog, right? He is undisciplined, untrained, and Clark takes it on himself to train this dog. And it's like, by the end of the movie, you're like, yeah, good dog, right? And yeah, you may be Kara's dog, but Kara's ignoring you. You're Clark's dog. You really are. Let's be honest. Sorry, I've totally gotten off topic. Jesse Grahardo says, Troy, just today, Animals Rescued Center called the Freedom... I need to blow this up. This is too small for you to read. Called the Freedom Range was shut down, and the founder was arrested on animal abuse. A couple of the dogs had to be put down, and investigation continues. So I don't know about this story. I'd be interested in hearing more about it, but I'll bet you when they put down animals that have been neglected, it's because they are malnourished and they are suffering. That's why they usually put these animals down. And I'm telling you, if you care for animals and you're treating them that way, you deserve to be fed to the gators. I'm just saying.
Oh.
I'm just saying. Screw people that because these domesticated animals, they depend on you. Fuck you if you don't feed them.
So shall we move on?
Yeah, go ahead.
It's another one.
Oh, coyote! Yes.
Yes.
We've got a lot of those around here.
What on earth? Okay, so on January 16th, 2025, video shows live coyote being pulled from Chicago Aldi refrigerator on city's west side. I assume this is in Aldi's. Video posted on social media Monday morning caught the moment where a coyote was pulled out from a grocery store refrigerator on the west side. It all went down at Aldi store at 800 North Kenzie Ave at Humboldt Park neighborhood.
Oh, damn! That's right where I went to school. Yeah,
where I grew up.
Netter grew up there. I went to DePaul University, which is very near there. Yeah, I know exactly the area.
Police were called to the store around 9:45 a.m. The wild and mayhap wily coyote had run into the supermarket and made a mad dash to the produce section. Chicago police officers are the first to the scene where they cornered the animal hiding behind the items on a refrigerated shelf.
Yep.
Customers
I know what's
gasped.
going on here. Yeah.
Customers gasped as officers made several attempts to yank that coyote out of the shelf, finally pulling the animal out by itself. Well, you could have just tried talking to him, honestly.
Well, no, I don't know about that, but I know exactly what happened. I'll bet you this coyote was on the road. Somebody went into the store, the door opened, and he ran inside. And then he didn't know where to hide. And he literally just went to hide. He was not trying to attack anybody. He wasn't going after food. He was just
He wasn't looking for some Rocky Road ice cream, you're saying.
Well, yeah.
Okay. All right.
Well, I'll be honest with you. You give Rocky Road ice cream to a coyote, and they're going to have... They're not going to have a good day the next day. They're going to have some gastric discomfort.
Not for their metabolism.
No.
I got you.
No.
Chicago Animal Care and Control was notified on multiple calls and took their officers in time to ride. Budget cuts and staff shortages within Animal Care and Control.
Yeah, that's true.
Have left the agency leaning heavily on the Chicago Police Department. Responding animal control officers did eventually take the coyote into custody. Did they fingerprint it too? I'm just saying. Okay.
Yeah, well.
Liz Lear saw the video on social media and called its climactic moment quite a surprise. But since Lear, to the assistant director of the Urban Wildlife Institute, Lincoln Park Zoo, said it was on a total surprise. The colder temperatures, we don't see human activity rarely as much, out in our parks and in our natural areas, Lear said. So that's kind of the time where a lot of different wildlife might be a little bit more active during the daytime unexpectedly.
There's a lot of speculation about that particular incident that this was during their mating season. So they travel far and wide looking for a mate, and so take every opportunity. And we're not looking to get aggressive, which is why, dude, why do you grab an animal by its tail? Well, I'm sure it was because it was the only way you can get a hold of him. But Troy, have you watched those videos about the guys who mess around with coyotes and always try to take away the small beer cooler? I know I don't, but Netter and I have seen coyotes literally right here. We live directly across the street from a what do they call it? Forest preserve. So we see them crossing the road all the time. It's like, guys, stay in the forest. Stay in the forest. You're gonna get hit by a friggin' car, So far, none of them have. Thankfully, the raccoons just get turned into mulch.
No, they're smart. There's one that I actually caught on our security camera.
Yeah.
It stood right across the street, like came out of the forest, stood there on around the edge of the curb, watching the traffic go by. It walked down a little bit, came back. Cars stopped coming because, I don't know, red lights, wherever. So the street was clear. It starts going across.
Yeah.
And I guess the light changed, and it kind of, you saw it turn its head, like things are coming, and dashed the rest of the way across.
Much better, spatial awareness, situational awareness than deer do. Deer just freeze and get hit by the fucking car.
And
Where the coyotes
took off down by the school.
Yeah. Exactly. So we've had coyotes literally in our front yard, in our front driveway, on a fairly regular basis
during daylight hours. So it's not.
They are the size of your
dogs, like a German Shepherd.
Smaller actually than a German Shepherd or a Doberman Pinscher. And they're very skittish. They don't generally attack humans. They're actually kind of sweet in a way. You could feed these things, but they tend to be kind of mangy, so it's probably not great to have them around. Certainly not if you have like dogs or other pets. You probably don't want them getting close to them. Not for danger's sake, but like the mange. Just saying, you know. But they are well. If I'm honest, they're scavengers, but they are not above attacking if they're really hungry. Let's face it, in a suburb and urban area, they're not terribly hungry. They have plenty of food they can get access to, so they're very skittish around humans. But in rural areas, or if they haven't eaten recently, they can be pretty dangerous. And they do carry rabies, so, you know, they are a problem around here.
It says this was not the first time a coyote went into a Chicago food establishment. On
Nope.
April 3rd, 2007, the coyote crept into the Quiznos sub shop at 3070 East Adams Street in the Loop during peak lunchtime. Crews from what was then called CBS 2 News were on the scene as Animal Care and Control loaded the coyote into the van. I jumped on top of the counter. I was a little scared, Quiznos employee Ronashia Mucus told Dana Kozlov at the time. I didn't know what it was, though, until I came over from the counter. It was a coyote. The coyote was released into the wild later that day.
Good. I'm glad to hear that.
Did he get
Because
a
generally when they have these kind of encounters with humans, they end up getting put down. I'm glad to hear that it was released.
They should have given him a sandwich.
Yeah. You know. Oh, no. These...
They want a spong monkey.
Spong monkey. We like these subs because they're good to us. We got a pepper bar.
Yes.
Yeah, no, coyotes are... Coyotes, I do not recommend you treat them like dogs, but they have canine sensibilities. And if you know how to deal with animals, if you're a ranger of a high enough level, you can befriend them. I don't recommend that. Don't do that. They are wild animals, and they belong in the wild, but they're not terribly dangerous. But they are more dangerous than... Well, look, we have to deal with raccoons. We have possum. Damn. I should have sent you some articles about rats. We have a bunch of rats in the Chicagoland area. We'd be walking, and a rat would run across our path, and it would be like, oh, and I'm like, yeah.
Yeah. Well,
there's that meme image of a rat in New York, like trying to drag a piece of pizza down a flight of steps. It's like, yup. that does not surprise me. It's not just New York.
Yeah, the pizza rat. I remember that. Anchor said the coyote found in the Aldi on Monday did not want food. The animal was probably walking down the sidewalk and trying to avoid people in the door, but so was probably trying to get out of the way.
It was literally trying to hide in the aisle. Yeah, exactly.
Do you think people were screaming when they saw it enter the store? They were like, "No!"
Possibly. That's very likely.
The coyote was probably more scared of them than. Yeah, go ahead.
We got gang pigeons. They'll like go into stores, grab snacks off the shelves, and run back out again.
I am less bothered. Yes, that's true. I'm less bothered by the coyotes than I am by the pigeon. Pigeons are, they're fucking rats with wings. They're typhoid birds is what they are. It's just, oh god.
Do you remember on Fringe? I think Walter was doing something at pigeons, and he's like Astrid, or he's like, I don't. We probably never remembered her name, but she was like,
no, Astrid. You're absolutely right. That was her name. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I think he always forgot it though, right? And then like he's like, should I look at these?
He
things?
called her everything but Astrid, right?
And she finally goes, "They're rats with wings." That was how she reacted to the pigeon.
You know what? It's absolutely true. It's absolutely true. I think that pigeons, doves, and seagulls are closely related as far as birds go. They're all scavengers, and pigeons are just you will find them in parking lots, especially parking lots of like fast food places, because people just throw their rubbish and their half-eaten sandwiches and shit, and these birds just flock to it. And you see the same thing from seagulls on the shore, going after, fish and snails and stuff that have washed up and stuff. They're scavengers. And it's just friggin' disgusting. It's like, people. Well, no, I'm less disgusted by the scavengers. At least they're cleaning up the joint. It's the humans leaving their frickin' waste all over the place. We have garbage cans for a reason.
Your stuff out. That's causing part of some of this stuff.
Yes, exactly right.
Something that I thought was interesting. On Tuesdays we get garbage collection, and one particular Tuesday we had not just our regular garbage, but we had our recycling because we finally filled up the can. So after they pick it up, I'll pull the cans to in front of the garage, so the next time we open the garage, we'll pull the cans in. Well, we hadn't pulled them in yet. And we're down here, and it was during a show, and we heard this big clunk. And Troy's kind of looking at me like, what the heck is that? And he mutes, he goes, what was that? I'm like, I don't know. So I went upstairs, and I'm investigating what was the clunk. Didn't see anything had fallen. The next day, I'm pulling the garbage cans in and find that somebody had, the clunk ended up being that somebody had thrown a can into our recycle bin.
Better they do that than just throw it on the street, because that's what a lot of assholes do. Troy, I raised a white-winged dove, and I had trained her, but it was sad to let her go. Yeah, you have to let these animals go to where they belong. Otherwise, they can't live. They can't live out their purpose, find a mate, have children, and all that. Yeah. But just like the white-winged dove sings a song, sounds like she's singing, "Who, baby, who said who?" What else we got, buddy?
All right, let's move on to. This is one of mine. Now we're going into weather. We'll circle back around to creatures, though, at the end. Hurricanes.
So, if I was to just go by the AI-generated image I've got, you're camping in the friggin' bog in the middle of a thunderstorm.
Well,
and your tent washes away.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
So this is from October 2nd, 2024, a little under a year ago. This is the headline. I live streamed myself camping in a tent during Hurricane Helene. It wasn't just a dumb stunt. It was no small feat for Mike Smalls. The Florida influencer is getting dragged online for bizarrely camping outside during Hurricane Helene so he could film the deadly storm. Originally posted to the video game platform GEEK, footage of the Jackass-style stunt is currently blowing up across X. I knew some may find shocking, entertaining, dumb, comic, or even off-putting, the 26-year-old Tampa resident told Jam Press. The Darwin Award candidate frequently films himself performing outlandish and harebrained feats, including trolling people at McDonald's and on college campuses. For his latest challenge on September 26, Smalls attempted to brave Category 4 storm, which battered the Gulf Coast last week, leaving more than 160 people dead across 6 states, including Florida. Although White House Homeland Security Advisor Liz Sherwood Randall said the toll could be as high as 600. This makes Helene the second deadliest hurricane to pummel the mainland U.S. in the last 55 years, eclipsed by Hurricane Katrina in 2005. Nonetheless, Smalls, who was in a coastal neighborhood of Bayshore when the storm rolled in, said he wanted to film himself camping out during the hurricane because it was something creative and new that the live streaming industry hasn't really seen before. I've always liked storms.
There's a reason for that, you dumbass.
Yes.
Just saying.
I've always liked storms growing up, so the idea of storm chasing really appealed to me, the live streamers explained.
Okay,
and I'm always looking for ways to increase viewership just like any other creator. Accompanying footage shows Smalls trying to pitch a tent during the ferocious wind, which reportedly blew up to 130 miles per hour in some areas of the Sunshine State. I'm going out with a bang, declares the Floridian while huddled in his tent as it's getting buffeted by the howling gale. Moments later, the clout seeker can be seen calling for help as water threatens to engulf his campsite. The Florida man was subsequently slammed for the only in-Florida stunt, with one critic writing on X, anything for views these days. Bro's risking his life for some views. This generation's cooked, commented another. Many were surprised that Small wasn't a dead streamer. The money's not worth it if you're not alive, observed one. The amateur storm chaser wasn't surprised by the reaction, which he said was exactly how people responded to most of his live streaming stunts. Many people gave me props for the creativity and guts to pull something like this off, while others thought this was a cry for attention, very dumb, or something I did just for views, said the Daredevil. Although I knew that regardless of the reactions I got from the audience and what people's opinions were, people would still tune in to see what would happen. Plus, while the stunt certainly wasn't for the faint of heart, Smalls claimed that he did extensive research before attempting to pull it off. I knew the hurricane was going to be bad, but not that bad in my area if I timed it perfectly, the bozo and it was just enough to get the highly suspenseful live stream in. There were parts of the stream in which I was a little worried, but overall I am an entertainer and a very calculated person, said Smalls, who claims he would have never done it if his life was at risk. The content creator said that ultimately the storm challenge was worth it, declaring, I'm a relatively small streamer. This is my biggest stream I've ever done. This wasn't the first hurricane-related stunt for Smalls, who filmed himself earlier in the week standing in an inundated parking garage for a video flippantly titled, All the Ubers are unavailable. Helene, combined with an ancillary rainstorm in the days preceding its landfall, dumped near over 4 trillion gallons of water across the South in just 5 days, according to the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration National Water Center Director Ed Clark. That's an astronomical amount of perception, Clark said. Thoughts on this gentleman?
Ned is playing thunderstorm sounds. So my first thought is, there's a reason that I do what I do on YouTube, and I don't go out into the wilderness and try to die for views. It's kind of stupid. Is this a Florida? Would you call this a Florida man?
Probably, yes.
Yeah.
I think he fits the description. Look, I have an idea. Go to the butcher shop, get yourself some steaks, make like a steak souk out of them, and then go see if you can say hi to some coyotes.
Yeah. Right? Oh. No, because you know what would happen?
And then film it. What?
No. You know what would happen? These fucking coyotes would keep coming back every day looking for food. No, don't do that.
Oh, you mean like
don't
the squirrels?
Just like the squirrels. The squirrels aren't so bad. They come around, they look for nuts. Okay. If there aren't any, they eventually go somewhere else.
Go and raid the bird feeder.
They go raid the bird feeder. Yeah, that's true. But
Florida man. But yeah, we get hurricanes down here, as we've mentioned many times in the past.
Is Florida where the guy, the meme comes from of the guy holding the American flag without a shirt, standing in the middle of the street as the wind is blowing on him? Is that?
I don't know, but it should be.
It should be, yeah. Yeah. That's a Florida man.
Yeah. Obviously, try to get to safety, either out of the area of the storm or to a evacuation center, or if not, shelter in place if you think it's safe enough. But do not go camping in the middle of a hurricane.
I love this because Agent Boomer is actually one of those heroes that serves the public and goes to the shelter to make sure that people are safe during hurricanes down in Florida.
They got a spot to stay while they shelter during the storm.
But if it wasn't for that, if it wasn't for him, being the hero and staying to help people, I would say get yourself the fuck out of the path of the hurricane. You have plenty of notice that there's a hurricane coming. Get the hell out of
I'll say this, though. You don't always, though, because sometimes you think you're okay because you're looking at the predictor, and then suddenly something shifts, and then and then you don't have time to get out.
I don't know. I kind of feel like if I lived in Florida, which it's looking more and more like is not going to happen. But if I did, I would find a way to secure everything and say, you know what? This is hurricane season. This is what I consider vacation season. Goodbye, everybody! And head north.
So I guess Florida isn't the only place with weird weather patterns.
Oh, we don't have hurricanes. We have tornadoes. Tornadoes are just as brutal, but you never know when they're going to hit. We don't get so Hurricane Bopsu Diddley is predicted because it starts off the coast of Florida, and you have like weeks in advance where you're told this tropical storm is building energy as it's coming in towards the coast.
Yeah.
So we expect it to be a category whatever hurricane by such and such date. We recommend whatever they recommend. Tornadoes, you don't know until like less than an hour before they fucking hit. And by then
Not
it's too damn
true.
late.
Not true. Helen Hunt created the thing that would do tornado predicting in Twisters.
Helen
Based on a
Hunt
true story.
and Twisters was a bunch of bullshit. Based on reality, but
Michael
no.
Crichton helped write that script.
Yes, he did. But you still don't have more than about an hour. And so if you live in Hurricane Alley, in Tornado Alley, and you get on your phone or on your TV, those of you that still have TVs, a notification, tornado watch. That means you have bad storms in your area that could lead to tornadoes, that could lead to the conditions that would result in tornadoes. So watch out for them, be careful, stay home, maybe don't go driving anywhere. Maybe get in the basement just to be on the safe side. And if you see sign of a tornado, call the local tornado watch number to let people know so that you can warn your neighbors.
We are actually rather fortunate where we are. I don't think Troy's ever thought of this. Not only do we have the air raid tornado siren at the school, which is
over
real
here,
nearby,
yes.
We also have one on the major street. It's Highway 59. So it's
it's that way.
About not even a half mile away. So we get from two different sources if there is something going on.
So at 10 o'clock on Tuesdays, we hear it every week.
No, once the first Tuesday of the month.
First Tuesday of the month.
At 10 a.m.
At 10 a.m. But if we hear it when it goes completely dark outside, it's like, Netter,
time to go to the basement.
Time to come down to the basement. And you only have about an hour. That when those sirens go, it either means tornado watch situation or there has been a tornado in the area that has been sighted. They don't last long. Hurricanes could last for days. Days. Tornadoes last minutes to hours and are gone.
Yeah, it's like the last time we had one, my cat was still alive. And it's like the lights were flickering and the sirens went off. So I grabbed the cat. We all came down to the family room, which is where we're sitting right now in the basement. And, made sure the door was closed. We had water down here. We had food down here. So if anything
Because
happened,
it was entirely possible we'd come up the stairs and there'd be no house.
Yeah. So I made sure that we had like pillows and blankets down here. So if we had to actually sleep down in the basement, we could be semi-comfortable. So I was prepared for it. And shortly after that, I put together two big, I guess you would call them rucksacks.
Yeah.
One of them, I'm 5'4". One of them is almost as big as me. So I've got one for me and one for Troy. And they're filled with, they got tents, they got food, they got flashlights. I mean, anything that you could use in an emergency. So if we had to bug out, we could just grab those bags and go. If we couldn't take the car, we still got the bags.
But let's get to the article that you got for us.
Oh yeah. This was recently, August 26, 2025. Tornado in Belvedere, Illinois.
Yep. Not too far from where I'm at. Yeah.
Residents share photos and videos of storm damage. Residents of Belvedere, Illinois, shared photos and videos showing storm damage across the city. As a severe thunderstorm watch remains in effect, the visuals show multiple downed trees and debris scattered in several neighborhoods. Some of the residents said it felt like a tornado had touched down. However, the National Weather Service has not confirmed any tornado activity or no tornado sirens were reported during the storm. One resident reported on Facebook, "Tree down at West 8th and 5th Ave. Our backyard is a total disaster. Absolutely insane. There were no sirens for this tornado." Okay.
No, it happens. Yeah.
Another added 6th Street by Caswell is completely blocked. I'm pretty sure a tornado came through here. A third resident wrote, something just came through Belvedere, no power, no internet, bunch of trees knocked down. Kind of seems like it was my neighbor said it was like a mini tornado that was nuts about the hail. Nuts hail. Hail the size of a quarter. That was scary. Oh, hail. Hail. Okay.
Yes.
Another resident reported, we hope everybody was able to stay safe in what appears to be a tornado that hit Belvedere. Currently, our whole block is without power due to a down line. We have no timetable on when, if the power will be back on tonight. We will keep you all updated, but as of right now, we are going to be closed. Hopefully, not just for the evening. You all stay safe and have a great night.
What you have to understand about a tornado, when it touches down, it seriously is like the hand of God, just sweeping across the ground, destroying everything in its path, tearing down power lines, bridges, everything that it hits, and then it just disappears back up into the sky and it's gone.
Another wrote tree down in Appleton and also one down at Maryland Court off Appleton. Okay.
Yep.
So, is this common in your area?
It is.
Is this why they call it the Windy? Is this why Chicago's called the Windy City?
There's more to that story. That's a story for another time. But yes, it is partly right. So tornadoes are very common to the Midwest in general, not just the Chicagoland area, but all across the Midwestern plains. All open ground is fertile area. If you get enough, I'm going to say thunderstorms, but it's not just thunderstorms. It's whenever you have a very, very high pressure and a very, very low pressure, kind of like competing, they can start a funnel, and it can be very, very brief. And but these tornadoes, honestly, you know, I joked, we both joked a little bit about Twister. Check out Twister. It's actually not a terrible representation of what a tornado is like. It can tear up. You live on a street, it can tear up your neighbors across the street and leave you completely untouched. You'll probably lose electricity because you'll lose your power lines, but your house could be completely, perfectly safe, but everyone on the other side of the street completely, gone. Us here we are at this very moment in a basement. Our house could be torn away by a tornado and we'd be perfectly safe here in the basement. Like I said, we'd go upstairs and open the door and no house. This is the kind of thing that people talk about all the time. Tornadoes are a big deal. The big difference is hurricanes are miles and miles across. Tornadoes can be feet across. So tornadoes are like scalpels, whereas hurricanes are like friggin' bombs. That's the difference. So you're always afraid that you might get hit by a tornado, but unless you're in the direct path of a tornado, you're generally okay. But it's pretty bad.
Scary.
The fuck am I seeing here?
You know what? Anything left to say on tornadoes?
No, I'm done. I want to know what this is about.
You know what? I kept trying to find that this AI program was struggling, but you know what? This one was freaky enough. I decided we're going to keep this. Welcome to another local Florida. Now we're back in Florida. Another staple of Florida plus other states. Fire ants. You know what a fire ant is?
Oh, shit. Yes, my grandmother used to call them piss ants. Yes.
Oh, yeah.
I know exactly what fire ants are.
You live in Florida, you will get attacked at least once in your lifetime.
Apparently, they're a problem in Pennsylvania as well.
Interesting. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Fortunately, this is from May 13th, 2021. Southwest Florida woman dies after reaction to fire ant bites. I am sorry to hear that.
Yeah.
You see the dirt mounds everywhere, but you don't know the insects that call them home are dangerous. One
Yep.
Southwest Florida woman knows firsthand after losing her best friend last month. Now she's on a mission to make sure people are educated so another tragedy
Good.
can be avoided. It was just such a shock and such a sad thing, said Gal Rupert, whose best friend died after being bitten by fire ants. One of my favorite memories of her is her singing. I mean, almost every time you said something, she could think of a song and would start singing. But over a period of 4 days, she was silenced. This was such a shocking, horrible thing that nobody expected. It started with a trip to the Mayaka River State Park mid-April. While they were there, she said, "Oh, I'm getting bitten up by red ants," not thinking anything of it, Rupert said. Then they got in the
Yep.
car to leave, and she starts to have a reaction, a pretty severe anaphylactic reaction. 3 days later, the 66-year-old was gone. I rushed to the hospital, of course, and stayed with them for a very long time. But by that time, they had got her breathing, but she was on life support and wasn't any hope. Brain-wise, Dr. Robert Pierre, a researcher scientist in urban entomology laboratory, University of Florida, said cases of people dying from fire ant bites are rare and sometimes avoidable. There are some people that are very sensitive to fire ants. If they get
Right.
stung by fire ants, even just one sting of them can cause the person to go into shock. But the normal person can withstand several stings, he said. With the proper care and proper medication, it doesn't result in death very often. Ruth said her friend was allergic to bees, but she didn't have an EpiPen at the time of the fire ant attack, and I think that's the hardest thing, she said. We don't know if it would have made a difference if she had EpiPen. We're never going to know, but if one person went out and got EpiPen from hearing the story, it would be helpful. So yeah, I guess have one handy if you're
Epinephrine
allergic to these things.
is a good thing to have if you have any kind of allergies. It kind of kicks your immune system into overdrive. So it probably would have helped. Better to try something than just die. But if you are allergic, yeah, you got to be concerned. Red ants, so-called fire ants, or as my grandmother used to say, piss ants, are...
No, that's what she was calling you. You're a little piss ant.
Yeah, well, there is that element too. They are swarming animals. They behave
Yep.
in their communities very much like hives of bees, but they, except for very certain seasons, they don't fly, and they don't have stingers. They bite. They have pincers.
Yep.
Their jaws are pincers. Mandibles is the technical term, and they will swarm you and bite the crap out of you to protect their territory. They're very territorial.
Yep.
And their bites are, many people have some sort of reaction to them. Kind of like think mosquito. You could be allergic to mosquitoes, but everyone has some level of allergic reaction to a mosquito. You get that itch and the bump. That's the minimum, but some get go into anaphylaxis.
But here's the thing: if you're bitten by a mosquito and you get that itch and you don't scratch it, you're not going to spread it. It's not going to. If you actually leave it alone,
there's something to be said for that.
It'll actually go away a lot faster if you can ignore the itch.
But if you're allergic, you better seek medical attention as quickly as possible.
So
and this is one of those things that in the Western movies, this was not bullshit. They would bury you like up to your chest or up to your neck, and near a fire ant hill, and cover you in honey. And yeah, this was a horrible way to die.
I have been bitten by fire ants.
That hurts.
Before.
That hurts.
The best thing you can do is find yourself a hose. Get near water. That's the best thing. Spray yourself off.
Yeah.
Like sometimes if I was mowing the lawn, like you have to be very careful. I hate fire ants. I used to watch videos online of a gentleman who would make sculptures out of ant hives, and he would do it with fire ants. What we do is, I think he would pour molten
They'd
aluminum.
pour molten lead into them.
And then he would let it harden. And I was
very interesting, because what it does is it fills in all of the
tunnels.
The tunnels that they've dug in their hive
and burns
and then it kills all the ants. But then when you dig it up, you've got this interesting like lattice. It's very very interesting. Yeah.
And I started pouring boiling water on them. That's how I would do when I would find nests on our property. These are very nasty.
And you had absolutely zero compassion. It's like, fuck you.
I do not care. It doesn't matter.
Absolutely, I dig it.
I poured a bottle of bleach on an anthill. It was this huge anthill between our property and the one next door. There's like a.
The only reason she used bleach was because I don't usually keep gasoline. Otherwise, she would have poured gasoline, and I said, "Go ahead, light it. Go ahead and light it."
This anthill was big enough to be encroaching through the chain link fence, and I want to say it stood about a half a foot tall. It was huge. So I just took a bottle of bleach and poured it all over the thing. Those ants were gone, never came back.
That'll do it pretty quickly. I want to say hi to Critical Thinking and Drinking. Thank you.
Hello, sweetie.
Thank you so much for stopping in. Haven't seen you in a while. Good to see you, my friend.
They will storm. You will know when you're getting attacked. You'll be like, "What's that?" It's like first like, "Ooh, ow, ooh, ah!" And then it's like that, and they're all over you. And that's when you find and get to water. Get to water. That's all I can tell you. And if they're on socks, take the socks. Just get rid of it. Soak it, and usually the water throws them off. And it will hurt. And
so you have a big problem with them around where you're, because we don't see a lot of them here in Illinois. But like I said,
in Florida, since we moved, whenever we moved, that was one of the first things I noticed down here of the wildlife. And
my grandmother said it was a problem in Pennsylvania.
Nasty critters, and apparently they are an invasive species. According to this article, they are not native to Florida. They came from South America.
I'm sure. They
I don't know how they got over here, but
there's a lot of ways they can migrate. They get into shipping containers and stuff like that. It happens. Yeah, I get it.
Yeah, the USDA has also spent time working to eradicate the fire ants on a larger scale. They really are trying to figure out a way to get rid of these.
Burn them with fire. That's a great way. They call them fire ants. You want fire? I'll give you fire, you bastards.
Oh, a great short story, if you ever have a chance to read it. It's called Hartigan versus the Ants. I don't think they're fire ants. I think they're a different type of ant, but it takes place in South America, and it's all about this guy who's basically says, "Oh, this swarm of ants is coming to your property. Get out of there." And he says, "No." He and the rest of the farmhands, he's going to find a way to fend off the ants. And
good luck with that.
No, and he had like gasoline. He had a gasoline moat. He was, "I don't care. This is my land. I don't care. I am going to kill the ants."
Well,
it's a great story. He gets kind of messed up at the end, but I think he survives and beats the ants. Yes.
Good.
Okay.
Good.
It's a good adventure story. But yeah, I don't know. Even though that wasn't the image I was necessarily looking for, I'm like, yeah, that's about right. The hand screaming as the ants are attacking.
I dig it now. Yeah, I see it.
Last article of the night.
Oh no, the bees! Yeah.
Have you seen The Wicker Man?
I have seen both versions of The Wicker Man.
Yeah,
I prefer the original one with Britt Eklund.
I prefer the Nick Cage one with Nick Cage because...
No. Britt Eklund.
No.
If you haven't seen it... No, you'll give up.
It's Nick not Cage her butt, dude. It doesn't
matter.
Butt.
Those are some great boobies. Just saying.
Anyway, I think you're confusing her with Ingrid Pitt. You see her in the buff. You don't see Britt Eklund.
I like Ingrid Pitt too.
Yeah, okay. Anyway, November 25th, 2024. Florida tree trimmer attacked by swarm of bees survives being stunned more than 100 times. Guess we'll end on a happy note. Okay, Citrus County, Florida. Florida man survived a swarm of bees and a 30-foot fall during a recent tree trimming job. It happened.
30-foot fall. No, I thought this was all about bees, but he fell 30 feet as well. Man, oh man.
I remember when I insisted that Big Al do the swarm for one of the movie night streams, and I guest starred on that one because I love that movie because that movie has a gentleman in a hazmat suit getting attacked by killer bees, getting set on fire, and falling like 50 stories out of a building, and it's like he dies 3 ways.
Oh my God! Yeah,
he dies 3 ways at the same time, and it's like, oh.
What actually killed him, right? He's dead.
That's like the worst way to go. Anyway, a Florida man survived a swarm of bees in a 30-foot drop during a recent tree trimming job. It happened to John Christian, Beverly County man who was working a job last Wednesday. Christian said he had hit a beehive during a post-hurricane tree trimming job in Citrus County. They just came straight up at me, and I couldn't get them off me, he said. Christian said he accidentally hit a switch, and that got him stuck in his bucket truck as the bees kept stinging him. I started hollering for help, and somebody said jump, so I took out off the side of the machine. I said I fell 30 feet, hit the roof, and then rolled to the ground, and the things just kept coming at me.
Yes.
Oh no.
So you have to understand that bees are not smart in the intelligence. You know, they are 100% instinct. So once you trigger their swarm instinct, you're kind of effed. They're just coming at you like the Terminator. They will keep coming at you. And they are suicidal in it, because a lot of these breeds of bees die by the act of stinging you. To them, it's kind of a kamikaze act. But they are doing this in service to the greater good, to the hive. They will, 1,000 bees will sting you and die to protect the queen and the hive.
I have a bee phobia. I probably shouldn't mention this on air or out loud to anybody, but yes, I have a bee phobia. When I was a young tyke, I was at a picnic, and there was a bee.
Yep.
There was a bee kind of buzzing around me, and I got real mad, and I just started swinging at the bee. Get out of here. Get out of here. Thing landed right on my nose and stung me, and I cried. I was like,
I would imagine.
And ever since then, I've had a bit of a bee phobia. And the rest of the crew pulled him away from the swarm and rushed him to the hospital. I had no broken bones, no internal bleeding. They treated me all at the hospital. It's a miracle because the swelling went away. He was stung about 120 times, nearly half of them on his head. Christian also said he has a bee allergy that he's known about since he was a teen. According to the beehive guy, when he got here to remove them, he told me so many of these stories end up in tragedy. Christian said,
"Yeah,
I don't know. I think
once they start swarming, you're in serious trouble." Mark Dahley says, "Did we ever get those killer bees they warned us about in the 70s?" Yes, we did. They are now an invasive species in the South and West United States. And what makes them killers is, unlike, most domestic
like the honeybee is not as
the honeybee and so forth. Yeah. When they sting you, the stinger pulls out their abdomen and they die. Killer bees have the ability to sting you multiple times, and it does not kill them. That is what makes them so terrible. They can sting you 10, 15, 20 times each, and you are being swarmed by hundreds of them. Even if you're not allergic to them, you are very likely to die from anaphylaxis. The murder hornets, mostly in the Southwest and West, like California, those things are as big as your thumb. And they are the same way. They can sting multiple times. They don't die. And they've got mandibles that can bite huge chunks out of your skin. Yes, those are here in the United States.
That's great. Where are they? And don't say Florida.
Well, actually, for the most part, and see, this is the thing. These murder hornets are not generally a problem directly to humans. They go after honeybee populations. They go after honeybee hives.
That's bad too, isn't it? Because
it is very bad.
And then the honeybees go, screw this, and they attack them, and their body heat of the bees kill the hornets.
I love my wife. She's well versed. Yes. What happens is these things can, in direct combat, they just bite and kill bees left and right by biting them in half. When they get into the hive, the bees swarm them, literally talk about kamikaze. They envelop the murder hornet, and then they start beating their wings, raising their body temperatures, and they cook these fuckers. They literally cook the murder hornet. And it's a very specific temperature that kills the murder hornet, but the bees are still able to survive. It's very, very interesting. But yes, and welcome, Tim Hayes. Good to see you.
Hello, Tim Hayes.
Good to see you, channel member Tim Hayes.
You might want to remind people about your target.
That's right. We've made no progress. I had expressed that I am broken and sad because I just finished off the bottle of whiskey that the last bottle of whiskey that Evelyn Hampton had purchased for me a year and a half ago. And she's now passed, and it made me a little bit sad. But Netter said, hey, why don't you start, everybody could buy me a bottle of whiskey for a later stream. And I started a 15 super chat goal, and haven't really made a lot of progress there. You guys
basically the end goal is $30.
Yeah, I'm just looking for $30.
If you count the one that I got on my channel.
You want to buy me well, and Netter, maybe check the PayPal, see if anyone contributed directly. But
I will look.
If you guys want to buy me a drink, I'd super appreciate it. We'll salute you on a future stream. But anyway, yeah, bees. I have not run afoul of many bees. I thought I had been stung by a bee once, but I'm not positive that's what actually happened. Okay, so what am I talking about tonight? We are talking about the environmental dangers and hazards of our regions. So I live in the Chicagoland area. We're talking about stuff that, tornadoes, coyotes,
dog attacks
here in the Chicagoland area. Whereas Boomer is talking about hurricanes, Florida man, gators, bees. Yeah. So,
and of course,
things. I basically said
ants.
Things are tough all over, and it's not just Florida.
Every state, I'm sure, has its horrors. But look at that, Mark Dahley.
Thank you, Mark Dahley. I'd rather have a bottle in front of me than a frontal lobotomy. I dig it, my friend. Let me bring that up. I just read it, but I should at least give you the courtesy of bringing it up so people can see it. Thank you, my friend. That's I super appreciate that, and I'm sure Netter's doing the maths on that behind the scenes. Sergeant, I want to say this right. Giratina. Did I say that right? Yep, there's lots of dangerous things out there in the world. Yeah. We don't have anybody on the panel from Australia, but Australia's got a lot of things that'll just fuck you the hell up.
I always feel like Australia has the worst stuff. Isn't there some sort of jellyfish around there where you get stung by it? You'll wish someone put you out of your misery. That's how bad
I don't know. They've got all kinds of stinging, biting, hunting, friggin' all kinds of things.
Look,
yeah,
I was
crazy.
watching The Unexplained with host William Shatner, and they were talking about they kept getting whales were getting coming toward the shore, and they were like, no, you're gonna get beached, and they would kind of send the whales away, and the whales would come right back, and they discovered that then some shark they put out in the water, they were watching, they had it tagged, and they were tracking its trajectory, and it disappeared. They're thinking there's something off the coast that all these big, sea creatures are scared of underneath, and they're wanting to get away from it.
It's a kraken. I'm sure of it. It's a kraken.
I don't know, but we don't know what it is. But they were saying it was very odd because you're going to kill yourselves by coming into the shallow water. Whales go back out. It's yeah.
I know that song, Mark Dahley. I'm a big John Cafferty fan. Yeah, things are tough all over. Yeah, I know that song. John Cafferty and the Beaver Brown Band, who lent their voices to what was it? What was the movies? John Cafferty and the Beaver Brown Band. They What was the movie? With the
Eddie and the Cruisers.
Eddie and the Cruisers. Thank you.
Okay,
I was getting ready to friggin' sing on the dark side because I couldn't remember the name of the movie.
Okay, I guess right. Okay.
Yes, thank you, Tim Hayes. On the dark side. Oh yeah. That's John Cafferty and the Beaver Brown Band. That's right.
That is it for my presentations here.
Amen. Amen. We got enough to be afraid of, for crying out loud.
What are we doing next week? Or do we have even a plan? Or maybe the chat has some suggestions. Maybe we don't want to do that.
Let's see. I don't even know what today's date is, let alone next week.
Today
so next week, we're going into September. So a lot of people would argue that we're starting into spooky season. September starts.
Really?
We want to give Halloween its due because people friggin' start.
Halloween it's due in October.
Guy, yeah, but
you're one of those. You're one of those.
No. I'm just saying that
celebrating
in general,
Halloween in July.
Yeah,
yes, okay.
People are starting to celebrate Christmas. In the late summer, early spring. So let's give Halloween its due. So yeah, we got to start thinking about. Maybe we start looking back again at the urban legends, the creepypastas, and all right. That kind of stuff, maybe we start looking at
game if you are.
Always.
Well, do you want to do urban legends, or do you want to do? I remember I wanted to do UFOs at some point.
We could do UFOs. We could do a UFO
UFO next
week. That
week.
would be very in line with a lot of what we were talking about during the live from Sparkwood 21, right?
Let's do UFOs. We'll do we haven't done UFOs before. We can talk about all the probing that goes on and whatnot, and just I'm kidding.
Yeah. It's funny because I've talked a number of times about you've heard of HeroClix, right? Well, there was for a period of time the original company that started HeroClix what was the name of it?
Was Bang Pow?
It wasn't Wizards of the Coast. It was, I don't remember who it was that put out the game, but they had put out HorrorClix, and one of the Clix creatures was the Gray Aliens, and they had 3 different styles, for different levels of strength in the game or whatever, and one of them, WizKids games. Thank you. One of them comes with a probe. That's its special power. It can probe you. So, anyway. But we'll be talking UFOs, aliens, all that kind of stuff next week. That sounds like a good plan.
Aliens, man. I don't know. I might have to bring up William Whitley Strieber, maybe. I don't know.
But tomorrow night over on Netter's Network, we will be watching, what was the name of the film?
Really? Hidden Figures.
Hidden Figures, right. That's about the contribution of several African-American female mathematicians who helped us get to the moon. So they deserve their due.
Yeah, it's like just a few snippets I saw of this movie, because it's like on YouTube, sometimes they'll show you like little shorts of different things, and I've now seen about maybe 4 or 5 different shorts about this movie, and it's intrigued me so much. I'm like, I want to see this movie, and I want to share it with people. And these women are brilliant. Now, the thing that you have to keep in mind is this is all taking place in the 60s. So not only were these women that were being looked down by men, they were black women being looked down by men and white men. So it was really, really tough for them. But these women were brilliant.
Yeah.
Their mathematical skills are like out of this world.
Yeah.
It's like
out of this world. They helped us get out of this world. That's exactly right. What are we talking about on Geeky Geezers on Sunday, Agent Boomer?
We are talking about many an interesting thing, like David Zaslav getting inserted into the Wizard of Oz.
Oh, for fuck's sake. Yeah,
uh,
dude. Classics should not be effed around with, but we'll talk about it. Yeah.
possible movie coming out that addresses the Me Too movement, and Julia Roberts kind of getting into it with people criticizing her for being in it. Also, some I'm sure there's some gaming stuff. A very interesting piece of Atari paraphernalia you can buy, which
I
I think
saw that. Yeah,
is
yeah,
right up Troy's alley, and we got other good stuff too
yeah.
to talk about.
Looking
Probably
forward to it.
more.
And members on this channel, on my channel, members, we're planning watch party on Monday night at 8 Central. Some kind of wonderful, recommended by Nate from Geek Flag, and I think it's a good one. It'd be nice to revisit that. And you guys saw the promos. You guys know what's coming up for the rest of the week. So, Boomer, any last thoughts, any last words before we wind this down and I go get myself a booze sponge?
Nothing. Just be aware of the dangers in your areas. You know what local wildlife and weather conditions you have to be wise of.
Right.
If you have
Right.
allergies or something, you know, carry an EpiPen with you. Just do things you have to do to keep yourself safe, because you know, we may have think we've civilized the wilderness, but it's still out there, right
Absolutely.
closer than you
And
think.
if you are in the path of a hurricane, unless you're being a hero and you're sticking around to do your civic duty, get the fuck out of there.
Yes, exactly.
Ned, or any last thoughts, any last words?
I think all of you are Osmo. Thank you for those who contribute to the Whiskey Fund.
Thank you. Yeah, well, how far did we
We
get?
are
Ned?
at $15.
So we're about halfway there to a bottle of whiskey for me.
Right.
Exactly. So I want to thank you all for that, because that, you know, Joe's got to have his liqueur.
It kind of makes
Fridays.
the Friday night thing, you know. It moves those gears.
When you've had a really tough week, sometimes you just need a drink.
Yep.
I mean, it doesn't happen to me too often, but there are times where I'm just like, I need a glass of wine or something.
Sweetie, give me a drink. Yeah, exactly.
Because I've had such a tough week. It's like, okay, that's a nice relaxing thing. And, you know, so every once in a while, people imbibe. So
thank you guys.
So thank you guys so much
generosity.
for donating $15 towards his new bottle of Clark and Sheffield. And just thank you guys for encouraging us, just in general. You guys are totally Osmo. We love you guys so much. Thank you for being here. Thank you for everyone that has been saying for me to feel better. I do feel a little bit better, but I also know I'm going to sleep so well tonight, because I'm planning on taking a shot of something before I go to bed. Yeah, it's like we've got different liqueurs.
Guys, you don't realize alcohol not only makes you sleepy, but it also dries you out. There is a medicinal reason for it, so it does have value.
Like if I can't figure out which alcohol we have currently up in the refrigerator or the freezer,
I'm sure we have a bottle of Jaeger.
Oh, I think we got Jaeger. I will have a shot.
See,
of Jaeger.
I knew she was going to say Jaeger. She's the one who turned me on to Jaeger.
Well, see, Jaeger, for those of you who are old enough to remember this, Vicks Formula 44 cough syrup. Jägermeister tastes just like it.
She's talking about the original Jägermeister. Excuse me, the original Formula 44. Because you guys are probably all used to that cherry flavored sweet crap. It used to have an anisette type flavor to it. I
loved that. And then they stopped making it.
And she's like, screw that. I got Jägermeister. That'll keep me
so I'm
happy.
going to have a shot of Jaeger before I go to bed, and hopefully it'll make me feel so much better and help me to sleep. So
anyway, guys.
Yeah, so thank you so much, guys. You are Osmo. If you weren't here, we'd just be talking to ourselves, and that's fine, but we'd rather have you here.
Absolutely. Guys, I want to thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. You guys, most of y'all were here for Liquid Lunch. Now you're here for Last Call. And I hope you guys have a wonderful weekend. That's the idea. We want to usher in the weekend. Hope you have a wonderful time. Stay safe out there. You guys take care. We'll see you on the next one.
Good night, ladies.
Good night, sir.
Hit it, sweetheart.
The neon lights are fading, closing time is near. Whispers in the corners, secrets shared sincere. The bartender's polishing the final glass. Time slips away like moving through the grass. Last call for alcohol, make your dreams come true. One more round, friends, from me and you. Let's toast to the night, to the stories we've spun. Here's to the laughter and to what's begun. The shadows are dancing as we linger still. Every clink of a glass, a memory to distill. Beneath this smoky haze, our feelings they unfurl. A tapestry of whispers in this corner of the world. The jukebox serenades us with a final tune, crooning to the lonely and the lovers under the moon. With every soft note, the end draws ever near. But in this fleeting moment, there's nothing to fear. Last call for alcohol, make your dreams come true.